Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. I'm Sabyra, aka Sabythesimmer. I hope you're doing well today. Happy Tuesday. How is your week going, guys? I was about to say how's your guys' week's going, but the words just didn't come out. Hope your week is going well. I can't lie, my Monday was a bit intense. Therapy was a lot, but I'm feeling a lot better today. I literally just spent most of yesterday just playing Sims to like comfort myself, but I'm feeling much better today. So I feel like I don't talk about builds enough when I am building a speed build. When I'm building a speed build, when I'm doing a voiceover for a speed build, I don't feel like I talk about the build enough. So I've made notes of the details this time around, just in case you guys want to actually know those details. So again, it's another British inspired build. I will pop on the screen the reference image that I used. I just liked the way it looked. It looked homey, and I just wanted to recreate it in The Sims, and I couldn't help but like make up a storyline in my head of like who lives here, what's the story behind who kind of lives here, and things like that. I just couldn't help it. I feel like it's hard to build when I don't have an image in mind of who is living there. So I do have someone in mind, or some people in mind, but I'll share that in a minute. This is built on a 30 by 20 lot. I built it in Newcrest on like, do you know the long strip of like lots, that spot, but I think it would look cute in Willow Creek as well. So it's totally up to you where you put it, but it is a 30 by 20 and it is a shell, so it is semi-furnished. I furnished the kitchen and the upstairs main bathroom, and then there's a little half bathroom downstairs. Upstairs in the main bathroom I did slightly clutter it, but only just to give it a bit of character and personality. But obviously you can take it out, you can do whatever you want with that space, but I just did it there for my own kind of I just wanted it there, to be honest. I was gonna say for my own fancy, but does that make sense? No, it doesn't, but we move. But yeah, so there's two main bedrooms. They're both upstairs, and then the two bathrooms. So you got the half bathroom and then the main bathroom, which is a really nice size. Like, I don't normally make big bathrooms, so my sister will be happy to see this one and be like, oh, it's actually a decent size. She'd probably still tell me it's too small, but we'll see what she says when I show it to her. But yeah, it's a pretty small home, but depending on who you have living here, I had in mind, so let's get into who I had in mind. I had in mind an elderly couple who have retired, and this is their like home, and this is where they've probably raised their children. Although it is only a 2-bedroom, I could imagine that they had maybe 2 to 3 children, and like they just shared that bedroom. I could see that happening quite easily, but that's what I had in mind. I had an elderly couple in mind, and this home just gave me a bit of nostalgia, a bit of like it just felt like I'd been there before, or like I knew who lived there. And I didn't realize how much inspiration I took from my late grandparents, but I really did. Like, I really did take a lot of inspiration from them, and like how I developed the character in my mind and how I wanted the house to be. I saw this as being like the family's like hub. So everyone comes to this house for birthdays and barbecues, and it's kind of like how when I was younger and we would go to my grandma's house for birthdays and things like that. I have so many photos of us in that same living room, and we just share our birthdays there, and it's such a nice feeling to know that like it's just a small home, it's just a small family home, but like it really has everyone living in the same house. Everyone comes together in this house, and it doesn't matter how small the house is, like everyone just piles up in, we find a chair, you squeeze, you sit on the floor if you have to. Like, it's just, it gave me really homey vibes. So that's the vision I had in my head. So this is the kind of home where the grandparents would have their grandchildren stay over. Like, they might come over during the weekend or whatever, and the grandchild's like, I don't want to go home, and the grandparents like, just let them stay, we've got the spare room, let them stay. So I had in mind that the second room would just be a spare room where they have their grandchildren stay, but you can obviously do whatever you want in that second bedroom, because it's a pretty decent size. You can fit 2 to 3 Sims in there quite easily, especially now that we have bunk beds. But that's what I had in mind. I also felt like the elderly couple would be like well known locally, because they've been in the local newspaper a few times, because they have like these really well grown homegrown flowers. So I decided to give them a little greenhouse. I think this garden is one of my favorite gardens that I've done. I love it so much. Okay, Laurie, do you have to go past like that? But I think it's definitely one of my favorite gardens I've ever done. I've got a little greenhouse. There's a little outside dining area as well. There's a little fountain outside. I just love it, man. I just love it. So I had in mind that they would grow roses, and I think they're called dahlias, in the little greenhouse, and I could just imagine them like flourishing in that greenhouse, and they take so much pride in them, because my grandparents used to go to something called a flower club. I can't tell you exactly what that entailed. I think they did like flower arrangements and things. I think that's what it was. But my grandma also had an allotment, and my granddad also had an allotment. So in my mind, I just liked the idea of the fact of like, they've been in the newspaper because they have these amazing flowers that grow really well, and everyone wants to buy them. They probably do their own flower arrangements as well. I didn't put a flower arranging table because I feel like I do a lot of gardening stuff in my builds, but if you want to, go ahead. But I just had in mind that they are just known in the community. They're one of those like elderly couples that are so friendly. Everyone knows them, everyone looks after them. They'll go and check up on them, and they'll be like, oh, we haven't seen you in a few days, like, is everything cool? And they're like, oh yeah, we're just having a chilled one inside. But that's the kind of vibe I had for them, and I really liked the idea of them having this little greenhouse. I don't normally do greenhouses in my builds, but I just decided I liked the way it looked, and I did actually use the industrial loft kit door, and I know it's open, so some people might find it a bit weird that you've just got this open door into the greenhouse all the time, but I honestly really love the concept of it, and I do kind of wish that we did get another one that was like a functional closed door. I think I would have liked that, but at the same time, I just loved the way that greenhouse turned out, and I ended up putting like terracotta tiles in it, and I think that's what I did. I didn't know what to do for the outside, so I ended up just going with like, I think it was like a get to work paneling, but it's just a really weird paneling. Like, I wouldn't use it anywhere else. I think I actually have used it before to like make my own fake garage, but for the most part I don't normally use it. But I think it works. I think it's okay. Look at the lighting in that greenhouse, it's stunning. Anyway, so it is quite a pricey shell, considering it is just a shell and there's not much furniture in there. It is 38 simoleons. I was watching someone's video the other day. I can't remember who it was, but someone said two simoleons, I think they said. I think they meant to say million simoleons, but they said simoleons, and I don't know why, I just find it so funny to hear someone say simoleons. Because yeah, I don't know why, it was just funny to me. But yeah, it is a pricey shell. Can I get my words out today? It is a pricey shell, I will say that for sure. So with the outside, because I feel like I do a lot of landscaping, to be honest, and this was really relaxing to do, I can't even lie. It was very relaxing to do the front area and also the back. In the reference image, they've got like this little bush at the front, and I wasn't sure how to recreate that. I thought I was just going to use like the base game debug bush. There's like a big kind of like overgrown hedge kind of bush thing. I don't know how to describe it, but I thought I was going to use that. And then I saw the bush that was in Get Together, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense, because it's very much like a cut bush. It's not just a wild bush. It is very much like cut and manicured, you could say. So I liked the way that round bush kind of looked in the garden. I did kind of take out some of the wild flowers. I felt like it was a very crowded, so I did kind of like, you might not be able to tell, but I did try to mute down a little bit. But I don't use the curved like floor, what do you call that, platforms? I guess that's what you call it. I don't use them very often, so I decided to just like throw it in the last minute. I was like, okay. And then once I've put that on the platform, I tend to just put the whole first floor on the platform. I did actually forget to put one of the rooms back on the platform, and I can't remember if that's the version I put up in the gallery or if I actually re-uploaded it. I just can't remember what I did, because I remember I noticed it afterwards and was like, I can't remember if I went back, changed the things I had to change, and then re-uploaded it. I can't actually remember if I did that. But if I don't ever mention in my videos that this build is up in the gallery, it is always up in the gallery, and the link, and not the link, the name of my gallery ID is always in the description of my videos. It is Sabythesimmer, and I forget to mention that. I'm just like, oh, I don't know, I just completely forget to mention it. But yeah, it is up in the gallery. What I've started to do now on my speed builds is like, once I finish the build, I just automatically put it up in the gallery, because sometimes I can forget to put it up once the video's gone live, or sometimes I'm just not in game to be posting it on the gallery. So it's just a lot easier to post the build already on the gallery and then post the speed build once I've finished editing it, and then you guys can obviously just download it because it's already there. A few people have downloaded it already, which is really nice to see. I really appreciate that. Also, talking about my description, in my description I have all the links that you need to find me on Twitter and on Twitch. I am trying to switch up my streaming times because I just want to know what times work best for everyone, or what, like, how to basically get the best like, I don't know how to describe it, how to get the best results from my streams basically, or like how to get like the most amount of my streams. So I stream typically quite late in the evenings, but now I'm thinking of switching it up. It's gonna be hard because I'm at the moment I'm looking for a job, so because I'm unemployed I have all the time in the world, but once I get a job, the schedule's going to change again, I'd preferably like something that was like part-time or like a few days a week or some days at home so that I could stream whenever I really wanted. I like flexibility. I like being in control of my day, and I've been out of work for about a year now, and it's getting harder and harder for me to like vision myself back in like the workforce. But I gotta get money, guys. I gotta get money. I gotta live my life, and I have goals. I have things I want to achieve. So in order to do that, I have to work. Yeah. So I'm changing up my Twitch schedule. That was so just all over the place to really just say that I'm switching up my Twitch schedule. So on Thursday, this Thursday, I'll be streaming at 1 PM GMT. So that is my time, UK time. And I know my video on Thursdays go up at like 7 PM, so I didn't think I would mention it in that video because you're not going to see until after I've finished, like hours after I finished the live. So I'm just letting you guys know in this video. So if you do want to join me over on Twitch, please do, because I love building. So I build a lot in The Sims 4 on the stream on Twitch, and I just love having you guys input. You guys really help me to push out of my comfort zone, because I just like using the same things and do the same things. So when we have people in the chat who are like, oh, have you tried this, or do you like this, it really does help to get me to do something else and to try different colors and things like that, because I'm very much a creature of habit. Are you guys a creature of habit? Do you use the same items? Do you use the same colors? I feel like I always use light woods or dark woods. I feel like in my mind I know it works, so I just do it over and over again. But I do want to kind of push myself a little bit to try something different. But let me know also if you guys want a speed build but I have a budget limit, because obviously when I do these builds I don't have a budget in mind, so I just do whatever I want. But if you're interested in like a speed build, or just maybe like a base game build, or a build that has like maybe a budget restriction, do let me know, because I've tried doing like a randomizer build before and it was actually quite fun to do. So let me know if you want me to do that. And I really want to do it on stream. I think it'll be fun to do on stream because you guys will be able to like engage, and I want to do some like build challenges on stream. I really want to do the one where you randomize a number, I think it is, and then that has to be the size of the room. So if I roll a 3, my room size has to be a 3 by 3, and then we decide what the room is going to be filled with. Is it going to be a bathroom? Is it going to be a bedroom? Can you imagine a 3 by 3 bedroom? That's quite a small room. I think it's decent for like a single bed, but it's still a tight squeeze, isn't it? But yeah, let me know if you're interested in that for the channel, or if I should just like keep challenges and stuff like that for Twitch, because it's a bit more interactive. Do let me know, because this page is for you guys, so I want to know what you guys want to see, want to hear, want to see me do. My videos have been shorter lately, and I think it's because they're shells, and also this took me like 3 hours to do. I think the build itself was about maybe 2-ish hours, and then like the clips at the end was, no, actually the build itself was about 3 hours, and then the clips at the end was probably like 30 minutes that I tried to like film stuff for. But it is Tuesday and most of my time on Tuesdays is literally just like finishing up with editing these spear builds and also doing a voiceover. But today I'm actually going to try and open up my PlayStation and clean it. So wish me luck, guys. Wish me luck, because it sounds like it's about to take off and explode. So I really want to clean it. Guys, this eco lifestyle covering gazebo, whatever it's called, I didn't know if it would work if I sized it down, because it was just huge and I wanted to size it down. I wanted it to kind of be tucked in the corner. I love this outside dining area. I love it, guys. I bloody love it. So I sized it down, tested it out, and it does work, which is great. So if you didn't know, now you know. You're welcome. You can use those things sized down. I didn't know if you could. I mean, I know they're really huge anyway, so it probably makes sense that if you size it down once, it's pretty usable. I guess that makes sense. So I can't remember the last time I used rocks when I do landscaping. Sometimes I forget to use them or can't be bothered to find them in debug. So these ones are the ones that you pay for. They're just in the build and buy menu. They're not actually debug rocks. But I ended up using them to like border up the landscaping, and I just loved the way it looked. I just thought this couple take pride in their flowers and in their gardening, so it makes sense that their garden was like proper kept. And I felt like this would make sense for who I had in mind for who lived here, and also just having it a bit more neat and tidy, so that because they do have a lot of family over, they do have a lot of people over generally, I feel like it makes sense for everything to just be so, and then that way, you know, when they come over, they can just enjoy the space and not have to worry about like, I don't know, tidying up before guests come. I just saw this as a home where it's just so welcoming, so ready for guests, so ready for family to come over and just like entertain that was the vibe that I got from when I was building this build. So I feel like that kind of came through when I was building the garden. I just wanted it to feel put together, but also like really welcoming. Like, you can come here. It's not standoffish, like don't touch anything. I probably do imagine that they are probably a bit like, to their like maybe the toddlers, they are a bit like, don't touch the plants, don't touch the plants. I feel like that could be a thing, but for the most part they're not, you know, super worried about like having children and toddlers and stuff around, but they probably have a lot of pride in their garden and their plants and things like that. Maybe their garden is even featured in like a magazine or something like that. Like a crew has come over and be like, oh, we've heard you have an amazing garden, let's come and take some photos and put it in a garden magazine or whatever. I feel like that's the kind of people they are, and they have a lot of pride in their garden, and generally just like, I think they're just proud of like what they've been able to achieve, and I think it's nice to have like a hobby. So I'm pretty sure that they take a lot of pride in their hobbies as well. I feel like I don't know what else to say, but I can't remember. I feel like we're coming to the end anyway, because I feel like I've done the majority of the landscaping anyway, so this is pretty much coming to the end. So let me wrap up, because I think it is coming to the end. Like I said, this build is up on the gallery if you want it. My gallery ID is Sabythesimmer, and you can find this build and loads of other builds on my gallery as well. And if you do like this build, you do like this speed build, please do leave a like, I'd really appreciate it. And if you do want to join me on Twitch on Thursday, please do, the link is in my description. And leave a comment, let me know if you want me to do any timed or budget restricted builds. Let me know and I will see what I can do for you guys. But yes, I shall see you on Thursday for a new video. Take care, see you soon, bye.